Hey there and welcome to the Dave Does channel, and today I'll be reviewing the song Out of the Blue by the band FM. Not the best name for a band, but they have been around for a very long time, from the 80s. They are a British rock band. Right around the time, I mean, they did tours with things like bands like Bon Jovi. I think they may have toured with Thunder at some point. And I do have a personal story about this particular band. So back when I was a child, and I lived on a road called Gordon Road in a place called Ealing. I lived in a block of flats, and in the block of flats next door to mine, Pete Jupp, the drummer for FM, lived as well. He had a flat there. And at one point we came across a garage in me and a friend who lived who's no longer with us, unfortunately, rest his soul. He lived in the same block of flats as Pete Jupp, and we came across a garage that was open, and there was bits and bobs in it, and inside there was a case that had a snare drum in it, and that snare drum went to my friend's house, and that was what, initially at the time, I wasn't playing instruments or anything like that, but my friend, we were, I don't know, 12, 13, something like that. And I would sit there, and he decided to get a guitar, or I can't remember if it was an electric guitar or a bass or something like that. And that was it. I had this drum, and I would hit it and stuff like that. Didn't have a whole kit, so I didn't even have the concept at that point, but it did get me into my idea of wanting to play music. And then I got my first like a little electric kit type thing. That was like about this big with all the different pads, but it had pedals. And then I bought my first, at 16, I bought my first acoustic kit when I got my first job, and that's it. So really, I could say Pete Jupp from FM got me started, because that was Pete Jupp's snare drum. I think it was a spare backup snare drum he must have had. I don't know why his garage was open. I don't know whatever happened to that snare drum. It's still probably was at my friend's, who's unfortunately passed away's house. Because it stayed with him. He found it, he kept it, but yeah, it was only at later dates that we found out it was Pete Jupp, because I didn't know who that was at the time. But there you go. So Pete Jupp, if you ever wondered what happened to your snare drum, unfortunately my late friend, it was in his house, so there you go. Now let's get on to the other business then. So let's talk about this song. So this is a band that I have love. Tough It Out is still one of my favourite albums by them. It's a classic album from the 80s. I think it's a phenomenal album, and I think like Steve Overland on vocals, it's still got an amazing voice. A lot of the older guys from the 80s vocals have just deteriorated. Steve's is still right up there. He's a great vocalist. So yeah, I am looking forward to this new single. Now you've heard my little story, let's get to the actual song. I will be talking during it, and I'll obviously do a summary at the end, so let's get to this. I mean, it's already got that classic FM sound to me. Oh, Pete Jupp, there you go. Nice. See, still got it, still got it. I have missed them. I missed them on their tour recently, which is a shame, because they weren't playing anywhere close to me. Or when I was available to go anyway. It's because it's such a soulful singer. There's so much nice groove to the track as well, and again, just slowly bringing that energy level up. I mean, this could easily have been off of Tough It Out. I mean, this sounds like we've got like Sunday, great track as well. I wonder why were they on tour when they did this video, I wonder. So they've been on tour for quite a while, doing tours this year. I'm constantly looking at that microphone. I don't think it's a wireless mic. So one of the things I do like about, or I do like to see in videos, is continuity. And if you're gonna do the whole thing of pretending a microphone is plugged in, I think that's got to be. I think that's missing the plug. It doesn't look wireless to me. Don't know the microphone, so I couldn't tell. But you should have had a cable run it and run it off somewhere, because you've got the backing vocalists. They've got their vocals plugged in. No, look at that. There's no cable plugged into your guitar. I'm gonna pick it up. Sorry, guys. If you're gonna pretend that you're playing, just put that little bit of effort in. Yeah, that looks cool. The angles are great. Classic hard rock solo. Sounds awesome. That was a really nice solo. You can get away with not miking up the drums in one of these performances, but I would definitely just run some cables into your back pocket or something from the guitars, just so it looks just personal thought when you're doing these sort of videos. Interesting, you're not playing with any ears here, which means they're obviously just having it in playback. I'm looking to see, I was hoping to see Pete. Because you see he's playing very light on the drum kit again, so if he had some nice in-ears, then he could just rock out on it. He's even doing those little cymbals at the end. Old habits die hard. Well, same label as Eclipse. Interesting. Or maybe it's just the videos. Okay, there we go. FM and Out of the Blue. Now, I'm sure loads of you, if you are watching this and you're a big fan, will have been commenting or putting comments going, just shut up, stop talking, you're ruining the song. I apologise. Actually, no, I don't apologise, because I told you in advance that's what I do. And no, I didn't miss anything in the video by talking, and yes, why am I focusing so much on the video and why there was no cables coming out of the guitars? Just enjoy the music. It's called a review and I'm reviewing it, so there we go. The song itself, great song, thoroughly enjoyable. Love the solo, I love Steve Overland's voice, his great voice. It's a classic sounding song, harks back to what I would call the glory days. Obviously when they got to Aphrodisiac and later albums, I think they kind of lost their way at the late 80s going into the 90s, because their style of classic rock was no longer in vogue and they didn't really know where to go with it, and it's only really been in the kind of I would say really from about 2010 onwards that people have kind of gone back to that within the rock industry. There was always people that like classic rock, but as far as like commerciality and seeing them back on the road, it's really sort of like 2010 onwards that people have been kind of clamoring for this sort of thing again. But I thought it's a great track. Definitely check it. I will definitely be checking out the new album. The only thing I thought the video was great. I just would have liked to have seen, if you're gonna do the performance video, just make sure you've got either a wireless guitar pack sitting there to pretend to plug your microphone in with a cable running off somewhere. It just gives that impression of you're performing live, because we know that you're not performing live. We know that this isn't a live performance, but you can still give that little bit of extra attention to detail on a music video, because you just don't want to break that performance. You don't want to kind of go, they're miming straight off the bat, and bad miming like you can see in some like the Kiss ones where they're awful, and like Paul Stanley's like gyrating across the stage and not even playing his guitar. But the actual performance elements of what they were playing was very good. You couldn't see any real mistakes in there. Maybe some bits on the drums, some additional fills and cymbal bits that weren't on the recording that Pete was playing. Couldn't really tell on keyboards. I don't know enough about keyboards. I only know it because as a drummer myself, I'm looking at what he's playing versus what I'm hearing and know that they're two different things at those points. But having done music videos myself as a film videographer, but also as a drummer playing, I also know that I've done that in my case. I've played fills that were what I now play live, which were different to what I did on the recording. But when I'm editing the video footage, I make sure I don't use that camera footage of me playing that fills because I know it was wrong. Unfortunately, the editor may not know it was wrong when not paying attention and have kept that footage involved. But yeah, good track there for Out of the Blue by FM. Thoroughly enjoyable. We'll be getting that album at some point. And let me know from yourselves what you think about the band FM and what do you think about my review. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in another video sometime very soon. Take care.